I just want an old, crusty mule deer. Fifth day out of 7. There's a tight squeeze in there. It's wedged. I need to get that toad out. Tarp. Poles. Let's see if we got one. Two. Thought we'd see more deer with how much country we can see. This time of year can be really challenging to find deer, even though it's the rut. You just don't know what elevation they're hanging out at. They could be up high or they could be down low. It just depends on how the snow levels are. So our whole goal was to start high and see if deer were hanging out up high, and then work our way down the mountain and just try to find the elevation that the deer congregated at. We made it to our deer unit last night. We've just been driving roads all day today trying to figure out the unit. We wanted to get up high and we were able to, but we do not know if the deer are up this high because we haven't seen anything. So got here, shot the guns, made sure they're on. Now we're ready to find a big buck. You ready, Wes?
Yes, sir.
It's opening morning. Seen a lot of elk, not a lot of deer. Seen a few deer, mostly does. No big bucks cruising yet. But it's the middle of November, so there should be a big buck that turns up any day now. Hopefully today. Just gotta keep looking. Well, we finally spotted a buck. It's about 9 a.m. It wasn't a very big buck. It's a 4-point, but like a 140-ish 4-point. Not what we're looking for, but fun to see regardless. But he was on the move. Barely even got any footage of him. Probably either spooked or hopefully cruising for does. That's what I want to start seeing, is some bucks cruising for does. 'Tis the season. After not seeing a whole lot of deer up high, we decided to start dropping in elevation and start glassing some of the lower benches and see if we could locate more deer and more mature bucks. Well, we hiked down onto this rim and we're just glassing off of it. Finally spotted some bucks. We got a small 3-point over here in the timber, and then we have a pretty good 4-point down about 1.5 miles away as the crow flies. But looks like a decent buck. Wes says he doesn't want to shoot it. I think it's a pretty good buck. I think he should go shoot it, but he doesn't want to, so I guess we'll just wait for something bigger to step out and enjoy the scenery in the meantime. It's beautiful country up here. Well, we spotted a really good buck this evening. We don't have enough time to go after it, so we're just gonna hike out of here and come back in the morning, and hopefully we can find that buck. Looks like a big shooter. Big old 3x4. Big frame, heavy. Looks like a nice mature buck, so it's exactly what we came in here for. But we'll have to be back in the morning. Hopefully we can find him. Well, we just spotted another buck on our way back to the truck. And it looks like a pretty good buck too. It's up on this hill, rutting does in the aspens. Can't get like a super good look at him. It's pretty low light, but he looks like he's got a decent frame on him, so I think we're still gonna hike all the way down and look for that big 3x4 again, because he was definitely the biggest buck we've seen today, and he is a buck we're shooting for sure. So that's our game plan for the morning. It's fun seeing bucks though. What are we doing in the morning?
We're gonna go kill 2 bucks. Well, we got up to our glassing knob, and out in the distance we spotted up some deer. Looks like there's a buck with them. Looks like at least 4 or 5 deer. So we're gonna be cutting the distance and trying to close in on them and get a better look at them.
got a buck right over here. It's a little 4-point. I think we saw this buck yesterday morning, and he was kind of moving through the trees, but he's not quite a shooter. He's just not quite big enough or old enough. He's got just like a really compact, small frame. Wes just spotted a buck.
Get your scope on him. I can't tell what he is.
Well, today was kind of a bust. We spent most of the day looking for that big 3x4 buck. Never turned him up, but we did see a couple other decent bucks. Pretty good 4-point that was down in the bottom rutting does. And then right here, just barely, we spotted another decent 4-point up on the ridge. Pretty big frame, but looks willow horned and spindly. Not very good forks either, but pretty big frame on him. And that's pretty much about it for deer for the day. A few small bucks here and there, but no shooters. We're wondering if that big boy pushed on to private or what, because we are hunting next to a big chunk of private, so it's probably where he went if he was a smart deer. Just a compact buck. Good forks. I'm not sure what kind of mass he has, because if he was compact and massy, he might be borderline shooter. Just narrow and compact. Well, we've spent the better part of today and yesterday looking for that big buck, and we cannot turn him up anywhere. So I think it's maybe time to move on and go check out some new country, see if we can't get into more deer, more mature bucks preferably. tried this new spot the next day and it just didn't pan out like we thought it would. We didn't really see many deer and it was super windy, and we ended up running into other hunters in there, so we ended up backing out of that spot and trying somewhere new the next day. We need to find a buck.
Good buck, Jared. So we got up here first light. Jared looked out the window and we got a good 4-point right here, like 150, 160 class buck. He's got 4 does with him and another buck down lower, a little bit smaller, but I think we might be making a play on this buck today. It's day 5, so might be going down right now.
Well, we just watched the buck get shot by another hunter. So I guess it's time to move on from this spot. We ended up switching spots again. I picked this spot out on the map. It looked really good and looked like it had potential to hold a good buck. So we weren't really familiar with any of the country in our unit. So the best thing to do is just keep rotating through spots until you find a good one. Spotted something way up high. Looked like a buck, which would blow my mind because that's 12,000 feet in elevation. But it would confirm suspicions. Looks good up there. Maybe I'll have to bow hunt it. We just had a small buck rutting a couple does right below us. We're in some awesome looking country. Looks like big buck country. Haven't turned up at dark and heavy, but this looks like a place that could hold one. As we were heading back to the truck, we ended up spotting a group of bucks, and one of them looked pretty nice, so we had to hurry and get into position and try to get a shot before it got dark.
The one sniffing the doe is yours, coming down to us. Hi. Hi. Where is he? Same spot, hasn't moved. Got him! Drilled him! Drilled him! Drilled him!
Well, that was a freaking fiasco. We were hiking back to camp, and like maybe 10 minutes before last light, we just spot these bucks. We get right on them, I get set up on one, and I thought he looked like a big buck. Looked like he had a big frame on him, big backs. I don't know what the heck he is. Thought he was a 4-point. Wes said he's a 3-point. I don't know. So I don't know if I shot the wrong deer, because there ended up being multiple bucks in there, but I shot a buck. He looked like a big framed buck, and we had fairly low light. It was about 10 minutes before last shooting light. And yeah, he's down over here, so let's go see what we got. Well, I honestly thought he was a bigger buck. It was pretty low light, and we could have sworn that he was a good 4-point. I don't know. I thought he looked a lot bigger when I saw him through my spotting scope. He looked like a big mature deer, which it's not a bad buck, but oh well. I thought I was shooting a bigger one. Kind of set out to have a goal of shooting a bigger deer and holding out, and then I saw this buck and thought he was a different type of buck, but we'll gladly take him home and eat him. He'll eat just the same, so it doesn't matter to me. 5th day out of 7. Got 2 more days to get a buck for Wes.
The glass when you're shivering.
Well, we switched spots yet again. We got a big snowstorm the day after I killed my buck, and we weren't sure if we'd be able to get back into that spot where I killed my buck, because it was a little bit higher in elevation and it was a super rough road getting in there. So we went to this new spot. It was kind of in the mid zone, and we were just hoping that some more deer had pushed out of the high country and down into that spot.
So we have a 3x4 up here. We're on our way to another buck. Jared stopped as we were walking, looked back up. Sure enough, he got a buck right in the fog. He's super cool looking right now, but he's a little 3x4. I don't know if it's something I want to shoot.
It's the last day, but
It's the last day, but
I don't think he's even a last day buck.
he's
But if you want to kill him, we can kill him.
I mean, I want to kill a buck, but we came in here for something bigger and better.
I agree.
It's the bottom of the 9th. We've got 2 hours of light left on the last day. Wes spotted a buck up high. We're making our way up to him now. Hope we have enough time.
Well, we made a big push up the mountain and ended up getting right in on the buck. He ended up coming down to us and was a couple hundred yards closer than we anticipated him to be. And Wes ended up getting a shot.
He circled back around.
I know.
There he is, right there.
Try to shoot him again if you can.
Well, I can't see him right now.
I can see him right here. Well, as you can tell, Wes shot at the buck. All of a sudden he was just moving down to us through the trees. We thought we still had several hundred yards to go, but we ended up seeing him at 80 yards, and Wes took a shot, and we're pretty sure he missed, but we're gonna do our due diligence and look for blood. He went straight uphill, so we're pretty sure he's not hit, but pretty crappy way to end. But we still had a good time here chasing big bucks in big buck country. What happened, Wes?
Yeah, I just took a dumbass shot at 80 yards through a lot of trees and stuff because I thought I was going to be Robin Hood and fling it in there. And no, I didn't. So, yeah, I'm frustrated. Last day, last couple minutes of light, and put up a Hail Mary, and it was stupid. Like, I shouldn't even taken the shot that I did. I should have just waited for an open lane, but I was running out of time, so I was like, screw it, let's send it. And I'm pretty sure I missed. I was literally standing up freehanding it at 80 yards, so it is what it is.